Raindrops. On today's episode of Reality with the King, I am reunited with one of my besties. Our last interview broke the internet, and fuck the introduction. TOCCARA's here. Like, hey, TOCCARA.
Hey, skinny mini.
Am I skinny?
Yes, you are skinny. Look at you. Bitch, you better stand up. You better show it off. Yes. You look good. What you doing?
I'm eating
No,
right.
you doing what Serena doing? No, tell us. You doing what's that? The Ozempic thing? What you doing?
It's like the GLP-1 drug or something.
Bitch, what you doing?
No, I promise you.
What you promise?
I
want to know. Tell us.
I promise you, I eat clean. Well,
Okay.
you know this about me.
Yeah, you do.
I'm a workout fanatic. I'm vegan. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
Right. You look fan-fucking-tastic.
I mean, look who's talking.
Oh my God.
Thank you, baby. You look good.
Thank you.
That wig is everything.
Thank you, everything. She's a classic. She's vintage, honey. Yes, all of this
Like the necklace?
Like the necklace. You know, I wear my shit, you know.
Is that Roberta Cavalli?
How you know? Oh, because it's classic. You see, it's
I know my
Roberto.
shit.
God, you're probably fucking up all the names. Roberto Cavalli, yes. How I said restoration. I fucked up. No, get away from me, because you didn't even help me out.
I wasn't even thinking.
Restoration.
I wasn't even thinking at the time. But what's so funny about our friendship is the fact that our interview, was that last year?
I think it was last year.
I think it was last year. Broke the internet. People were saying, Carlos is your best interview.
Oh, they were.
We were just talking.
We were just chit-chatting and everything. But I was thinking when I came over here, I was like, why was I even on Carlos' show? Who did he set me up?
No, that's good.
I know you didn't set me up.
Did you hear from some people after our interview?
Anyway. I love you so much. It was so fantastic. And it went everywhere. The interview went everywhere. A lot of people picked it up. Oh, my God.
Did a lot of people pick up their phone and call you?
Feedback. Everything was good. I enjoyed being on the show, Carlos.
Did anybody text you?
And you know what I was about to say? You used to be like... No, but yeah, because your muscles were like popping, like you still got a nice shape, but you don't have that like, do you miss that?
My man does.
Wow.
Hey.
All right, Reality King.
Okay, boo. Well, look, I'm glad we're laughing.
Me too.
So, Raindrops, obviously, listen, there's a lot going on in the world right now, but the America's Next Top Model documentary has completely broken the internet. You are one of the few who have transcended from that franchise into creating your own brand and your own celebrity. I would say you, Eva, Yaya DaCosta, Winnie Harlow, the girls. I feel like you four especially have definitely taken that momentum and ran with it. But what is so fascinating is with you didn't even win.
No, I didn't even win.
Were you even top 5?
No.
You were like 7?
I was 7.
Yeah,
I was 7. I made it halfway through. And also, I didn't even get selected.
What do you mean?
Oh, I think we talked about it before. Like, they didn't even pick me to be on the show in the beginning, right? Had to go and re-audition because when I auditioned the first time, I didn't get selected. And I was like, oh, somebody made a mistake. What's going on here? Like, I need to see who's in charge, right? So I think that is the unique thing about me, that they didn't pick me originally, so I kind of guard my way up on in there. And then I didn't win the show. I only made it halfway through, but I was the fan favorite because back then, this is when you called in, so everybody was calling in, so I was fan favored. And even though I'm not the winner, I'm a winner.
Yeah. No, you are.
Yes.
Listen, everybody loves TOCCARA. You go by one name.
Yes.
You're the only TOCCARA that we know. But what I want to talk to you about, and we'll get to the particulars of the documentary, one of the biggest things that came out of it was each woman that they featured talked about their experience. So before I get into the details and get your thoughts on it, I do want to just ask you, like, what was your experience being on Top Model?
My experience being on Top Model. Ooh, I was 20 years old. I loved Tyra. I had always wanted to be a model. I had started modeling when I was 14 years old. I was going to the agencies, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I was already in that world. And then the only Black models that we knew were Tyra, Naomi, Amon, Beverly, you know, and it was very hard. I didn't even know that plus size even existed, right? I couldn't name you a plus size model. I didn't even know the term. I don't even know we used the term. So seeing Tyra, seeing she's doing a reality show, knowing me, I've already been modeling. I'm like, this is what I need. And I was already going to New York. I was like, oh yeah, and I want to be on TV. I got a great personality. Bring it on. That's why I came in. I was like, I'm here. I'm big, Black, beautiful, and loving it, right? Get
Yes.
the 200 in the butt. What, right? So, I mean, for me, and I come from Dayton, Ohio, right? I come from the projects. I come from the hood. I come from poverty, right? So I've already experienced a lot. I've already seen a lot. I've already dealt with a lot. I was emancipated when I was 16, 15. So for me, it was like, I'm willing to do what we got to do. You want me to cut my hair? You want me to, what you want me to do? You want to shave my head bald? I tell them, so you can shave my head bald. I'm still going to walk around here like, what you want me to do? Because I'm trying to make it out. I'm confident. But I will say that it was a controlled environment, right? So we were in a controlled environment. We were mic'd up all the time. And looking back as a mature grown woman, basically we were like rats in the mice trap. You know what I'm saying? Like we were controlled on which way we could go or not go. Like, yeah, we had a decision to go right and left, but if you went a certain way, there might be a roadblock. You might have to turn around and go back the other way, you know?
What do you mean by that in terms of like, were you controlled and felt like you were a mouse in a lab experiment is because you obviously...
Well, one insight, one from like remembering an experience when I was doing it during that time, it's like, in the beginning of Top Model, like the first or second episode, I think you see where they was like, well, Eva, and everyone has said something about Eva. And they did a clip, and you see all these girls go, say her name, pop her name out there. You didn't see me say that. But the producers backstage, they were trying to get you to say, like, well, what do you think about Eva? Or what about Eva? Like, they would, get you, get you to say things. But it was up to you to say it, right? Mm-hmm. You still had to say it. But they were very, that was their job to, as we know now, so being in that experience back then, we didn't know, but that was one of the experiences but looking back at it as a grown woman, like, oh yeah, that was a definitely controlled environment. Like when they were not having clothes in my size. They could definitely get clothes in my size. I get dressed every day. I said it on the show. Like I wanted to, first of all, slap that bitch who pinched me. And I wanted to, but it's like, I'm on TV.
And
I'm on TV.
And in all fairness, you did not want to lose
the competition. Yeah.
And defend yourself the same way that Kenya was being
touched and groped and moaned on and all those things.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yes.
You didn't feel comfortable speaking out.
Right. Well, no, because you want to win, and you're right that you're in a competition, and like I said, it's a controlled environment. And looking back on it, right? Like I got eliminated because they said I didn't have any personality.
And what's so interesting about the day you got
for real,
Exhibit A.
For real though.
Yeah, and I remember the picture they chose of you, with
the hat on and stuff. No,
the backlist photo, and you're looking like this,
well, that's another thing too. I always felt that that I don't think they always chose the best photos. Like I watched the documentary and everything, but still, I'm like, I know those couldn't have been the best photos, but it was admitted in the documentary, like later on. But I'm in the beginning I'm season cycle 3.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back to the Eva thing because I remember watching the Eva season, and Tyra and the panel did say, we're hearing pretty much you're a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, they flashed back to that. In hindsight, do you think that the producers were setting even Eva up to be the villain of that season since they did ask you guys, talk to us about Eva, talk to us about Eva? Was Eva really being a bitch behind the scenes or was it over-exaggerated?
I'm going to say it was 50-50. Because Eva does. She's a Scorpio. She's feisty. She got her personality. She's confident. You see how she walked up in that room like she was giving very much Eva the diva. But Eva was a sweetheart to me. Eva was a sweetheart to me. Eva sat in my bed with me, helped me stitch up my dress. Eva shared with me, talked to me about her best friend and her mother. Like, me and Eva was very personable from the very beginning. That's what I'm saying. So they couldn't get me to say anything, but I did witness them trying to, make conversation, but it's like, that's not my story. Right. And we heard the remarks Eva said about the girl who had the eating disorder and things like that. So I'm going to say it was 50-50.
Mm-hmm. When you look at your experience during cycle 3, were you ever put in a situation that made you feel uncomfortable?
I don't even know if I had set boundaries for that. So my answer is no, but I think that's, as a young girl, just once again willing to be and do what it is I think it takes to be on top. Nah, 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 nah. Now let me stop. But you're so serious. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Journalist.
No,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me be serious with you.
No.
No, but I'm serious.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that I did set those type of boundaries. And I mean, and of course, we're grown now. So I've been behind the scenes, worked with production. I know how production works now, right? So that wasn't a thing for me. So looking at it from that lens, and it's hard for me not to have that lens because you only know what you know, right? I can't take away the experiences that I've gained, right? So I didn't know that then, but the things that I know now, I can see how the game was being played, right?
Hence, obviously, when they couldn't find clothes in your size, I want to go back to that moment because you were the first plus size contestant on Top Model. So did you feel that in that moment, like, obviously I'm confident, I'm TOCCARA, and these other girls obviously look different than me, but I don't care. I'm me, I'm confident. Did you feel like when that woman poked you, in addition to them not finding clothes, they had to get a reaction out of you because you weren't giving them anything because you're not jealous of anybody. You don't care, you don't want to be skinny. So in hindsight, did you feel like y'all really pushed me to the limits because y'all needed to get a reaction out of me?
I never thought about it like that. But obviously, yes, because every set that we went on, every time we did a photo shoot, it was like I was anticipating to see what they were going to pull out for me. And it seemed like I was always the last person that they were going to bring out wardrobe for. So everyone's clothes were already up and on the rack. And it's like, are you going to even bring my clothes out, And then everyone had options. And this was basically like, you're wearing this. Like when we did the challenge at La Perla. I'm so glad my memory's working for me. Thank you, memory, because I be forgetting everything. Thank you.
Yeah.
I remember we was at La Perla, and I can't fit La Perla, right? My breasts, you see these titties, right? These big, beautiful breasts that I make bras for myself now. But we did La Perla, right? I can't fit their undergarments. I had to wear a robe. And I'm like, well, I mean, the challenge was dumb because we had to be like mannequins. I didn't really understand what was going on. But to the point of it, I didn't have options. You're going to wear this robe. and if it's a medium or a small or whatever size you're gonna wear, we won't even have your right size robe. This is what you're gonna wear. And take these thongs or panties or whatever. Like, there was no thought. There was, but I didn't see it. I mean, I seen it, but I was still happy to be there. And I did have the confidence that I'm the big girl in the room. Y'all ain't about to get rid of me no time soon. I know I got at least half of y'all beat. You know what I mean? Like, I always knew that. Like, I at least got most of y'all beat. Y'all, this not even a competition yet.
Period.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, but the thing about, as I was watching the documentary, obviously, Tyra created the show.
Mm-hmm.
She owns 25% of it.
Mm-hmm.
So as a journalist, hey, Portia, I did my research. Tyra admitted to Howard Stern.
Right.
That she...
Well, he brought it up.
He brought it up. He said, how much do you own? She wouldn't say.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you own about 25%. And she
How
said,
do you know?
How do you know? I'm not confirming it, though. So what was your experience like with Tyra Banks during cycle 3?
My experience, I mean, even to this day, I still remember the first time that I seen her when she came out. Like, I was so enthralled. Like, oh, wow. Like, she did not look real. I fangirled out. I was excited. And during the show, I've always held her in that regard. And she always took up for me. You remember when Janice was like, well, then she needs to lose 100 pounds. She's like, she'll be 30 pounds. She's like, so it's like Tyra stood up for me, but she always was the judge. So it wasn't never, well, she did. She came into the room and she listened to our stories. The episode where I cried and I'm crying on her lap. I mean, my experience with Tyra was totally different because I feel in those moments she was being personable and that she did care. And a lot of my story wasn't revealed far as like what my parents and stuff was going through, So like, I don't know if it just wasn't a big enough story, but like a lot of my personal things weren't used in a bad way towards me,
Mm-hmm.
But on the show, on season 3, Tyra was the judge. She was the main girl, and I always just was fangirl, and I never really looked at her in a bad light during the season, or never. Until this documentary, but I don't even mean it like that. Like,
yeah. No, but the thing is this: when you, one thing I know about you, and I said this on my Monday Night Live show. One thing that I can see as a producer too is I thought it was on purpose that the directors did not contact you.
Mm-hmm.
Eva.
When I first seen that, they did a documentary, I said, oh, okay. I just knew Eva was going to be on it because I knew I wasn't on it. So I'm like, okay, let me see. And then I seen the trailer and I didn't see Eva. Then I didn't see Yaya. I'm like, okay, at least Yaya's going to be on it, right? So I know I'm not on it. Me, Eva, and Yaya, I said, oh, okay, well, I'm in good company.
Why do you think they, on purpose, because that's a choice.
Oh, no, it's definitely a choice.
Do you think the reason why the directors did not contact Eva, TOCCARA, Yaya DaCosta, 3 successful Black women whose career ballooned because of the show, and from my knowledge, never publicly disparaged Tyra? Do you think the reason they didn't contact you is because...
I feel like they didn't contact me because I didn't have a negative thing to say. So, because when I watched the documentary, I was like, oh, or when I seen the clips or the trailers and stuff, it was just like, oh, that's not my story. Because they can't get that out of me. Once again, the producers, they're not going to be able to get that out of me. I only can give you the truth. Mm-hmm. I can only give you the truth.
And that's what I want our conversation to be, because the thing is this. I looked at the documentary. I am the biggest fan of Top Model. I watch all the cycles, and who I saw Tyra Banks be on that show was not what she was being talked about on the documentary. And it was hard for even me to watch. But what I will say, and we'll get to the rest later, but what I wanted to say when it comes to you girls, you Eva and Yaya, not being contacted, it felt like they definitely wanted this to be nothing but negative. And because I'm a journalist, one thing I know is you gotta get both sides. It has to be a balanced story. Now look, Tyra definitely didn't help herself out with the trench coat.
Baby.
You give a little bit of trench.
Yeah, I was like, let me give a little Tyra, a little bit of mother.
Okay. So we definitely didn't see that. But what I will say is it was a choice that they didn't contact people who had a pleasant experience. But when you watch a documentary, was it hard for you to see that Tyra? Because is that the Tyra that you know?
That was a good question. I was heartbroken. Let me answer your question. Was that the Tyra? What was your question? Is that the Tyra I know? Or was that this? What was your question?
Was it hard for you to watch that Tyra during the documentary because that's not the Tyra that you know?
Well, yeah, I thought when I watched the documentary and I seen how Tyra was in the interview, how she conducted herself in the interview, I do feel that it was very much performative, right? And I do feel like I don't think it was very genuine. I don't think that it was very, very genuine. And I think she didn't show vulnerability. And I didn't think she showed empathy. And I think if she would have did that, then we would have forgiven her, because we all understand the climate back then. We all understand the business now, right? So we all understood what the culture was. We get that. And if she would have just said that, or just admitted with honesty, with just vulnerability, we would have been like, oh, girl, we get it. We understand. Right. I don't think they would have been nailing her to the stake like they are. But then I think it's hard, too, because I think now, I'm one of the old people. Because it's like when I talk about the show, it's like back in my day, right? I'm 44. I'd be 44. I'm 43. I'd be 44 March the 13th. 1982, because Wikipedia messed up my stuff, so let's just get that right. Let's just get the real age on out there, right? March the 13th. But I think the documentary did a good job. Like when I watched it from the beginning, it was like, this is what happens, right? When you go out to a competition. This is interesting to see what happens to all the hundreds of thousands of girls who came out to audition for a show, that there was only going to be one winner. Like, we all have to take in that factor. Some girls dropped out of school, some girls left their jobs. Like, these are life-changing choices that that you were conscious of, and there's only one spot, So it brought to light, right, unveiled what really happens in the real world. There are plenty of girls who came out and tried to make it in this modeling world. And the modeling world is very tough and it's very limited. It's very short-lived, So watching it, I was like, wow, because these are the stories that I want to see of what happens when you do go back home and you don't have what you thought you were going to get, and it, the letdown. And the thing is, it happened to me too, right? When I got eliminated, people from Top Model didn't reach out to me. They didn't follow up with me. Tyra did give me her number. She said, if I ever have any questions and stuff, I can call. But it wasn't like I got off the show and Top Model created opportunities where, oh, you can go to this agency, or, you know, gathered us and made us like a America's Next Top Model sorority or association.
Handbook or
a
something.
handbook, right? Like we all were let go. We got eliminated and we all were let go. That's my story too. But my goal was, when I was on the show, my goal was, oh, just get me on TV. Somebody just need to see me. I just need to get me here first. That was my first goal, was let me get on TV. Like I said earlier, oh, I auditioned, they didn't pick me. Oh, I was in the wrong room. The right person didn't see me. You know, it's like, no, like, oh no, let me get on TV. And because of the show, I did see, I think it was like a Twitter or X or I don't know, some social media post where it's like, I remember when TOCCARA got eliminated, my office was calling her phone, calling her from Ashley Stewart because we wanted to give her a deal with Ashley Stewart. And it's so true. I remember them calling me. They sent a black car to my house. And I thought that this is what happens to all the girls. I didn't even really realize that I was special like that, you know what I mean? But it is true. Like they blew me up. Shout out to Ashley Stewart. They blew me down. And it was foreign. I didn't even have an agent. I didn't have nothing. That's why I didn't know, you know. And different people just sought after me. Once again, because I was on TV, people saw me and they came for me. But Top Model gave me that platform. They didn't necessarily help me after the show, but then Tyra did. Once I would start doing Ashley Stewart, start doing other things, and then, you know, I worked with BET, so now I'm in the circle, and so now I'm running into Tyra, or I moved to LA, and so Tyra has called me to work on her model land, to, you know, do a photo shoot, to be part of her talk show. So, you know, I was in Italian Vogue. I got 14 pages. That wasn't because of Tyra. That was because of Tracy Christian. Thank you. Yeah, on and on and on. Yeah.
The thing is this. The reason why I love this conversation is because two things can be true.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a fencer. I'm like, two things are true. Yeah.
No. You're not a fencer. It's your reality. This is the thing. The reason why I had to really say, like, look, guys, they didn't contact TOCCARA, Eva, and from my understanding, Yaya DaCosta, because publicly, they've never said anything disparaging about Tyra. And listen, I'm not here to defend Tyra, because Tyra, in my opinion, did a piss poor job defending herself. So I'm not here to do that. But what I am here is to offer that, look, everybody had a different experience. And what I feel like, because listen, you and I are friends in real life. So you've never, even our private conversations, ever say anything bad about your experience with Top Model or with Tyra. And the thing is, I think this, what I'm hearing is, I was a woman who was going to get it by any means necessary, in the sense of, put me on and I'll take care of the rest. Because I'll let my ambition take me and open up doors because you really wanted this. Same thing with Eva. Eva won, but there's been 24 other winners. Let's have a real conversation. And Eva is the most, I don't think people understand how Eva is relevant, and that show, her season, y'all season was 2006?
Four.
Something like that. So it is about the fact that everybody experience is different. And yes, when it comes to what they didn't help me, I did look at that and say, it's not the producer's job.
Yeah, that's what I said. Did she owe us that? Did she promise us that? No, they didn't owe us. They didn't say they were going to, okay, you're going to show, and after the show, we're going to take care of you, we're going to help you out. Or, you know, there was no side deals. We didn't get paid. You know, none of those things happened. But I will say this, too. Watching the documentary, because I wasn't unaware of a lot of these things too, because honestly, after my season, I was popping. I really didn't watch the show. I didn't go back for the All-Star, and Tyra called me for that too, and I turned it down, and she called me again, like.
Why did you turn it down?
Because I wasn't getting paid. They say they can't pay you, and it was like, I'm working, I live in LA, I got bills. It's like, it's the real world. I'm getting offers. I did Celebrity Fit Club, you know, and then I guess I felt a little bad in hindsight, because it's like, damn, I guess I should have did it. I mean, I don't know. I do feel a little bad that I didn't do it, because I did get my start. But I was like, what is it going to do for me that I'm not doing? Like, I'm doing it. I don't know.
You're not getting paid.
Yeah, right. I was getting paid for everything. Yes,
the
right.
conversation stuff's there. I'm not getting nothing.
I'm not getting nothing. That's how I feel. But no, in hindsight, do you think that's messed up? Because it's like, okay.
I could see if you turned it down and you felt like you should have got more money.
Oh.
That to me is different.
Yeah, that's like, you gotta give me something. I got bills to pay. You want me to like not pay?
And listen, you were making offers in other places. I mean, getting offers in other places. So I don't think you should feel bad about that.
Okay, thank you. But what I was saying, thank you, was that when I watched the show, right, and I see the other people's stories that I wasn't like aware of or knew about, it does make me feel like I don't want to be friends with someone who is nice to me but not nice to everyone else. Or I don't want to be in a relationship with a man who's good to me but is treating the waiter some kind of way, or treating the valet some kind of way, So it's like that fence, because like just because they're nice to you doesn't make it right, how they treat other people. That's like a character trait, So then my heart does go out to the Jays, the contestants. It's like, once again, the truth is the truth. That wasn't right. It wasn't right.
When you heard Shandy's story about being SA'd, and I'm saying SA because it's YouTube and they have their they have regulations, but she mentioned being SA'd when she was drinking, and she said the producer said, we're gonna invite the guys up to the house, and they filmed her having sex. She said she was not even in her right state of mind, and she was pretty much assaulted. When you hear her story about what happened, and they filmed her contacting her boyfriend, and she's crying and he's crying, and even when they asked Tyra, like, can we talk about Shandy's story, and she's like, I think, what were your thoughts about all of that?
That's what I mean about the vulnerability and the empathy, and I guess also like watching everything, because everything is online, so you can see everything. And it's like, Tyra, you did know. You had her on a talk show. You talked about editing. You talked about the film. You knew she didn't want to see it, and it's like you just didn't validate her. And then to do the documentary and still not. But even with is it Mr. J? Even with Mr. J and the phone call, like, and Mr. J, everybody. I don't, like you said, she didn't do a good job at defending herself. She didn't do a good job at defending herself. I don't know how I can defend somebody who didn't do a good job at defending herself. And I'm not trying to defend her, right? I'm not trying to defend her. She showed up, she did the interview, I'm just speaking on my experience, and I can't jump ship or change my experience, but I can recognize what happened, and I can see, I can see clearly, like everybody else can see, that wasn't right, and right, that wasn't right. A lot of things that happened, and once again, if everyone got the same story, it got to be some truth in it. And even before I got on TV or Hollywood, people used to talk about Tyra too, gossip that she was cheap or not nice to people at restaurants or whatever. These are just rumors, so I don't mean to keep spreading rumors, but just to add to the narrative that we were talking about. She have had a reputation of maybe not being such the nicest person. And then to see the contestants. I mean, I was there when Tiffany was on the show too, but with the contestants, with the judges, it's just not nice. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Were you shocked when you heard that Miss J, who at the time of filming, it filmed last year, he suffered a stroke.
Had a stroke. He taught her how to walk. They've been friends since she was a teenager. Both of them, Mr. J and Mrs. J, been friends with them since they were teenagers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was very heartfelt. And then like, Mrs. J is my girl, right? And she was like, bitch.
She loved you.
Yes, I love her too. And she felt like the most closest to home on the show. She was like my Black girlfriend. She was like, she felt the closest to home on the show. that we could touch and talk to and interact with. So yeah, and for her to, and even just everybody, I'm just shocked. Like I'm shocked, and I really can't believe I don't know. You know what? I think so, right? So this is my thing too for Tyra, right? Look at you right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a producer too. So she's coming from both ends of it. She's trying to be professional and give the correct answers or not I don't know what she was trying to do, but she had a guard up, right? So she was very guarded and she wanted to give off, I don't know what she thought she was giving off. She missed the mark, but I don't think that was her intentions, right? She felt like she showed up. She felt like she was, I don't know what she felt like she was
I'm
doing.
gonna tell you what I got from it.
Okay, tell me.
I don't know Tyra Banks, right? I saw a woman who chose. She, just like how they did not contact y'all, they did contact her and she could have said no.
And I feel like they gave her a taste of her own medicine, because like how we did reality and they edited too and they showed it. Like, I don't know how the editing process was too, but it was like, the way they edited too did play a big part in it, because we don't know the footage.
Well, I mean that's a fair assessment, and that's why I had to say, listen, I want to give my audience the entire scope. What I will say is she chose to do it. This woman who I adored growing up, watching her be a Black woman creating a show where she had ownership. That is rare in this business. And for it to be a franchise in other countries, that's insanely...
And that's what I think too, because it's like, what do you do when you have that much power and you have that much control? You know what I mean? Because we sit here and we can criticize or we can come up with what I would do, what I wouldn't do, but she did it, right? And she had all this power and all this fame, and I haven't had that kind of success, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have been tempted by things, right? And you don't know.
Well, my thing is this.
You don't know.
I'm gonna tell you what I would have wished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a producer.
Mm-hmm.
I produced, my first reality job was 2008. I told my raindrops, I wasn't an EP, I was an associate producer, very much on the bottom of the totem pole. I can look at that show and be like, oh damn, we did shoot Kim Zolciak having a wrist solo cup, driving her car. Presumably, it could be alcohol in it. We would never do that today. But I can look with fresh eyes,
right,
18 years later and
say,
oh, that wasn't great for us to shoot. But so it's acknowledging that, look, at that time, some things, and not everything that happened, but there are some things you could have said like, I think the thing with Tyra was more so, when I say this, I'm not trying to sound mean. I think she's a narcissist. I think she is somebody, you can't tell her what to do. You just can't.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree that she is the bad guy. You know, that she don't mind being the bad guy, right? And that, like, whether you're famous or infamous, you know, it's like someone got to be Evil Corral, you know, like she...
No. The thing with Tyra for me was you chose to do it because your ego. You could not have Netflix, the biggest streaming platform, talk about a show you created and you're not a part of it. And I think her ego got the best of her. And to me, yes, you can make mistakes in your professional career. We all do. There's not one person breathing that can look back and say, oh, I would have done things differently. We're human.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing about life is growth.
Yes.
However, the one thing that Tyra has that you can't make up, edit, make a mistake about is your character. Till this day, this man taught you how to walk. And that show was successful, yes, because of her, but baby, also because of him, Mr. J, and Nigel. The fact that you can't even say, baby, here's a couple of thousand, we ain't gotta speak, but here you go. Even the fact that Mr. J is somebody who y'all grew up in the game together, and yes, he quit, but during filming, you will only talk to him on camera. and during breaks, you would give him the cold shoulder. Until this day, when they brought up his name, you say, I should call him. A year later, he announced, you haven't called him. That to me is character. And that's, of all the things, I was disappointed in the character of the woman. The fact that outside of you not acknowledging your role in the television production, and yes, she's right. Bosses have bosses. She is 1,000% right. She's 1,000% right when she had to defend herself against Les Moonves where they almost fought. She was right in that regard. Mm-hmm. But acknowledge that, hey guys, I could have done things differently here. Mm-hmm. I was trying to teach the girls how the modeling industry was at a time, and guess what? I may have failed them, and I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. We all would have been like, but to me, it was her character of how, to this day, these men who made your show what it is too, you can even fly to meet them in your trench coat, but you can fly to the green screen of a Netflix documentary. That to me is character, and I can't reconcile that. I can't. You can't fly to visit this man in the hospital, but you can fly to go to set and say, Cycle 25, we have so much in store for you. I don't want to see Cycle 25. What you created was so magnificent in the sense of it's in the pop culture history. Let it go, sis. Let it go.
Yeah.
Would you want to?
I said this though earlier in the conversation that is character, right? You don't want someone. I can't say, oh, well, my experience was nice, so she's not this person. Two things could be true. They are true. That's terrible. You haven't even known me as long as you've known these people. These are your friends, your real friends, right? You're sleeping in their beds, going to their homes, you're having real conversations. He's still so respectful. I know things about her that I'm still not going to talk about, right? It's like a true friend, right? Yeah. So yeah, like, no, that is character. I'm a grown woman. I would tell my child, I would tell my sister, like, watch out for people, watch how they treat other people. Believe people when they show you who they are, and everyone's not making these stories up. It's a list. It was not just one or two people who have a story. I think the scale outweighs itself.
Do you think it's unfair that Tyra is the only person getting the backlash? And do you think Mr. J, Miss J, Nigel, do you think they should also share in some of that backlash too?
Yes. I think so. I think they should share in some of the backlash too, because they are the judges, and they were kikiing and going along or whatever. Yeah, I think everyone should just admit to it. It's fine. I mean, it's 20-something, 20 plus years ago. It's 20 plus years ago. We are not the same people. So yes, Mrs. J admitted it. Mr. J admitted it. He said, Tyra and Janice was going at it, and so he would be a little more feisty with Janet, so, they helped Tyra out.
Right,
so,
he did say that.
He did say that. Yes, they're just there in cahoots. I judged the show, right? I did Miss Stickhouse on the Shade Room. I had judges. I'm the host, yeah, we in cahoots, we're friends, the different layers, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they should share in some of that. And I think they are. That's what I'm saying. We're not giving it, they're not putting the fire on them, but I think if we did, they would. Mm-hmm. And I think they are slowly admitting, yeah, I've heard Mrs. J, Mr. J say, what I hear him say? I don't want to misquote him. But basically, he has, did I make some bad choices? That I did not do some things? Yeah, it's not running from it.
When it comes to the legacy of Top Model, does it sadden you a bit? Because one thing that Eva told Gayle King was, it was like we were like these sorority sisters. Like we were part of this club of top model girls. And she said the same thing you said. She said, I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. It wasn't my experience. However, I can acknowledge what I've been shown, and that's messed up. Does it sadden you a bit that this show that, for all intents and purposes, we know you because of that show? We know Eva because of that show. Same with Yaya, and the list goes on and on. Is it sad that this show that made y'all famous and gave y'all a big break is now being diminished based on this dark cloud that's now over it?
Do I think it's being diminished?
Like, there's a negative stain
On it now,
on
like
Top Model
forever?
now. Yeah.
I never looked at it like that. But the truth is, I was on cycle 3. After certain cycles anyway, they had a stigma to it. They said it, in the documentary, it was like, oh, she's a top model girl. So girls thought that they were going to America's Next Top Model, and because they were on Top Model, that doors were open, but doors were shut because they were on Top Model.
Was that your experience?
No, that wasn't. That's what I'm saying. But I was in season 3. I was there before that started, I don't know when it began, but lucky for me that I was in the beginning before it had that type of stigma to it.
Brandy, another winner, that's the one who said that it opened up no doors for her, and there was this negative connotation that the modeling industry felt that if you came from that show, we don't want you.
I heard it from all the girls, all the top model girls, because they were looking at me. And so when they would come to me, TOCCARA, well, and they would tell me this. So I did hear this.
What would they tell you?
Like, they don't want us because they don't want me because I was on Top Model, or I've been turned away because I was on Top Model. This was then. It was said verbally, like that there was a hard time because I was on a show. I've heard it from multiple girls in real time back then. So that part wasn't new to me.
Danielle said that when she...
Oh, listen, that broke my heart when I heard Danielle. And she said that Tyra said, yeah, there were rooms that you didn't come into because, I was on the fence with you, or I didn't give you the stamp of approval, or however way she phrased that. And that's very hurtful. And I felt like, wow, why would you even say that? Like, if you did that, that's terrible. And then 2, to admit it and say it 15 years later, that's so hurtful. That's just like another, jab. I feel like when you say things out your mouth, you should ask yourself, is it necessary? Is it kind? Don't just let things... I thought that was fucked up.
No, it is. It is. It's I don't know. What would you like for Tyra to do? If Tyra is watching right now, TOCCARA, what would you say to her?
I love you so much, Carlos King. What would I like Tyra to do?
Or know or hear from you? Because in your defense, You
know what I think? This is what I think, and I've always thought this, and I believe I've always said this too. I do wish that Tyra, and I know it's not her responsibility, she don't owe it to us or anything, but I would have loved if she would have really made us into a sorority or just like, I probably need to do it. I'm about to start a top model association or something. Really, because all these beautiful girls, we could have had an agency. I don't know, just so much potential that was just left. And no one came along to help or pick us up. Like, I do wish that there was some aftermath, some aftercare for us. I do wish that. And even with other shows, they would do things with their contestants. I don't know, like Real World, or it was like other shows that would take their contestants and maybe they made them do competitions or do, it was just different things, that different networks too. VH1, BT would, bring people back and do reunion shows or, like just
Like if
keep
you
us,
were if you were on the Real World, then you could be on the Road Rules Challenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Now like how they got traders and if you were on this show, like where is ours? Why are we not doing I really wish that we had opportunity to do that. That would have been awesome.
When was the last time you communicated or had any communication with Tyra?
The last time I talked to Tyra, I was actually working with her on her modeling. Well, I wasn't working with her, but she called me to do some merch. Is that what you call it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we did a photo shoot, but it never got released. And that was back right before the pandemic happened. And then she switched up, because I don't know if you remember the modeling. Remember modeling?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And so after that, now she's doing ice cream. And that hurt my feelings too, because I did hear her say, hey, my legacy, I wanted, just like beauty is fading, it's vanity, which is true. Which is like, but I want my legacy to be ice cream. It's like, you already, yeah. That hurt. No, that hurt. That hurt.
No. I'm not laughing at that part. I'm just laughing at the fact that listen, I'm going to give this Black woman all the props in the world. Legendary supermodel. Legacy. I sometimes, and y'all do too, watch her runway walks. Mm-hmm. And Mama had the I and the T. Emmy award-winning talk show host.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, yes.
And to say that I want my legacy to be ice cream is wild. And that's the reason why, listen, everything happens for a reason. If I was Tyra Banks and I knew I wasn't going to give any vulnerability, I would not have accepted.
Just stayed your ass at home.
I would have stayed my ass at home and ate some ice cream.
Okay, and ate some ice cream.
Okay. It would have been, because the thing is this, if, and this is why you got to have a good team around you. And listen, maybe her team did say, like, you are in no position, based on what you're telling us, to even do that. I would have been like, let me see what y'all say first. And I would have watched it and been like, okay, and maybe release a statement. And that would have been it. But you are a forever meme. People, she's a forever meme. If I make this face, you're not getting a promotion at work.
Right. If I make this face, I'm not apologizing.
I'm not apologizing.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying, but she's infamous, and that's what I'm saying. Hate it or love it, right?
She may like that.
She might like that. Somebody got to be the bad guy, and usually those are the people who get the most attention anyway. It probably would have just passed us by if she would have just, oh, I'm sorry, we would have forgave her old Tyra, and that would have been it. It would have been going on. It wouldn't still be going on. She wouldn't have been a forever meme. I'm just saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Right?
I never thought about that. She may like this.
She may like this. Some people like this. Some people like it.
Because all narcissists talk about me bad or good. I'm the topic of conversation.
The topic of motherfucking conversation, honey. Talk about me. I don't care what you say about me. Pay me, honey. We don't know.
Okay.
So, shits and giggles.
Well, look, what's next for you, TOCCARA?
Well, I'm relaunching my bra line. It's coming out in the fall, yes. So I have a bra line for naturally big-breasted women. I'm wearing one today. It has no padding. It lifts, it supports, it separates, and it's beautiful. It's sexy. It makes you feel sexy. You want it to be seen, because the history of girls with big breasts. We always wearing some ugly bra, and we don't want it to be seen. It's always the same color. It doesn't look cute. Doesn't have the best support. Not here. Come get your bra. Come on over here. Hit me up. Mm-hmm.
And are you still doing the sound bath?
I do the sound bath, yes. I do the sound bath. I do it all over the world, right? Mm-hmm. I was in Marrakesh. I actually did a sound bath over there. Yes, thank you. And I do sound baths for corporations, right? I just did one for the Ward off Astoria. Yeah. Okay, don't even play with me. But I do one for the community every third Sunday. I do one on a sound stage out by the airport. Yeah, it's beautiful. I do it on a big, beautiful sound stage. And then I also do one over in Smyrna at like a yoga studio. But I've been doing this for since I've been in Atlanta, and I've been in Atlanta about 4 years, but I've been in the wellness field for about 10 years now. I started working with Queen Afua.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my baby. Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm just out here.
Well, listen, you have made lemonade out of the lemons. You really
Okay,
have. And
thank
listen,
you.
we're friends in real life, but I'll say this publicly. You know I'm proud of you
Thank you.
and everything that you're doing. And I will go on record saying this. Who she is on camera is exactly who she is behind the scenes.
Thank you.
Like, we had an interview scheduled last week.
Yes.
But she has some family situation going on. And this is my friend. So I said, okay, we'll reschedule it. She sent me a video to prove that she wasn't. I'm like, TOCCARA, you're not somebody who I think will lie to me.
No,
you have
thank
nothing
you.
to prove to me.
Yes.
But no, I want the world to know that fame has never changed you.
Thank you.
You are still the homegirl from Ohio.
Okay.
And that's the reason why God continuously blesses you, because in real life, you are a gem. And I'm so proud of you that in this crazy industry, you have not allowed it to change you.
Thank you.
And that should be celebrated. And I want us to celebrate that more. How, listen, you can say, well, they were mean to me. No. You had it hard. I've had it hard. I'm not mean to people. You're not mean to people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no excuse. And that's why my biggest thing was character. And your character you are the same girl I met back at BET, and you have not changed.
Thank you.
You have not changed one bit.
And neither have you. Your energy, you're always so sweet. You're always so kind. You've always been about your business. Yes, thank you.
No, you know I love you.
I love you too.
Yes, bitch.
Yes. I get them girls.